What's going on, guys? I hope you are having a fantastic day. So it's been about 2 weeks, a couple weeks, since the CBR disappeared from Daytona Bike Week. And I still don't have a bike. I'm still waiting to purchase something, but it's coming. Now, before I get into my day, one thing I wanted to touch base on is insurance. Obviously, in our group, we get this question a lot. Do I need insurance on my motorcycle? And just keep in mind, what I'm about to tell you is not legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. I am not licensed to give you real legal advice. This is just for entertainment purposes only, if you will. This is from experience. Take it as you will, but don't take this to court because it will not help you. Now, this is to my understanding, is that a motorcycle is considered a recreational vehicle in the state of Florida. Recreational vehicles do not need insurance in Florida, meaning that you do not need insurance for a motorcycle. You can buy a motorcycle, go get it registered, and not have insurance. But that is not the answer you should be following. In reality, you definitely should have insurance. And I'm gonna tell you why, from personal experience. But a couple years ago, I had my 2016 CBR1000, which was honestly probably my favorite bike that I've ever owned. After I'd had it for almost 2 years, it was paid off. One night, we were parked on the side of the road, a couple of us. We were looking for something because somebody had dropped something, and out of nowhere, a drunk driver doing 100+ miles an hour crashes and slams into all of our bikes. And I remember the feeling that I had that night because I saw my bike totaled underneath of this vehicle that just ran it over. The other thoughts going through my head in that moment were that I didn't have insurance on that bike. Since it was paid off, I trusted myself. I took very, very good care of that bike. It looked like it just came off the showroom floor. And I made poor judgment and did not put insurance on the bike. So after that happened, I was out all of that money. There's nothing I could do about it. So I was able to sell it and get some of my money back, but nowhere near what the bike was really worth. So a week after that, I went and bought a new bike, which is my 2017 CBR1000. But the first thing that I did, before I even went and picked this thing up, is I put full coverage insurance. I called up Barbara over at Peterson Insurance. I'm gonna put a link, I'll put her phone number up here or something so you guys can reach out to her. Barbara's she's a broker. So her goal is to get you the best coverage for the best rate. And that's exactly what she did for me on my 2017. And thank God I did that. Not only is she gonna be able to get you great coverage, but she also goes through the policy to ensure that you're really covered. A lot of people think, oh, I have full coverage, I'm good. That's not always the case. You have to make sure you have comprehensive. You gotta make sure what your limits are. There's so many things that go into it, and if you're buying insurance online, there's a lot of terms that you're gonna skim over because you don't fully understand them. Barbara would take the time to explain this to you to make sure that you're covered the way you need to be. But with that being said, you never know what's gonna happen, so please just get insurance. Not only is it going to protect your motorcycle in case something happens, but it also protects you too. If you get hurt or anything like that, you're covered, you're taken care of. So anyway, that's my little rant about insurance from my experience. And you know, I've made a poor judgment in the past about not carrying it, and it came back to bite me. So just please get insurance. So everybody's trying to get me to switch to a new brand, and I don't know that I can do it yet. I'm not sure I really don't know what direction I'm gonna go yet. But today I decided to swing up to Eurocycles. So I talked to Paul up there. He invited me up to check out a couple bikes, but I've got all my gear. I'm gonna do some test rides today, and yeah, see what I come up with. We've got the BMW S1000rr, so I'm gonna take that for a ride just because it's here, and yeah.
Just got up to Eurocycles and they threw me the keys to this bike. This is the 2021 BMW S1000rr, and this thing is loaded. So this is the first time I've ridden this year of this bike, or this model. I've ridden older S1000s. This is the new one. The first thing I noticed is how comfortable this bike is. It is probably the most comfortable sport bike I've ever sat on. I know I'm just starting this ride, but this thing is so comfortable. I come from the CBR, and I always liked the CBR because of how comfortable it was. And this thing outperforms that bike in comfortability so much. This particular bike has been outfitted with every possible BMW accessory. Everything down to all these guards. It's got the carbon fiber, it's got the carbon wheels, the M seat. It literally has everything. This bike just feels so smooth. I cannot believe this. I know I'm taking it a little bit easy out here, obviously, but I'm just trying to get a feel for the bike, and it is incredibly smooth. The power in, the power out, it's amazing. Everything's so smooth. This thing, coming into a corner, coming out of a corner, there's no hesitation, there's no hiccup in that transition. From letting off and then getting back on it, there's no hesitation in there. Whereas with my CBR, even my 2017, I felt a little bit of hesitation in there when making that transition. I did a couple miles here and there, but I just want to take a moment just to talk about some of the things that this bike actually has. So it's got everything that you could ever want for a bike. It's got, you got your cruise control, you've got your different settings and stuff, you've got all of these things. You got a full menu in here that you can switch between your different modes. It's just, it's incredible the things that they've got with this bike. There's too many things to even list off right now. Everything from hill start assist to heated grips, cruise control, Ride Modes Pro. It's got 3 different modes, so if you're going to different tracks, you can set them up for whatever track you're on, or if you're doing street riding. It's a very user-friendly bike. This is probably the most user-friendly bike that I've ever really ridden, honestly, even compared to the CBRs that I usually ride. And let's see here, this thing's got everything. You got your little wheel over here. This thing goes right and left, and then you can spin it depending on what you need. But this thing's got navigation in the dash. You can play your media, hook it to your phone, all these different things. Over here we've got our mode button. So right now we're in rain. We've got road mode, we've got dynamic, we've got race. We're going to throw it into dynamic and go put some more miles on this thing.
Got done with the test ride of the BMW S1000rr. This thing is incredible. I mean, as smooth as it is, just the smooth power all the way through. In the corner, out of the corner, nothing compares to, I've never ridden anything this smooth in my life, to be honest with you. It's incredible. The gearbox is extremely smooth. It shifts so nice. Again, I'm coming from a CBR, which is notorious for being smooth as well, but this just, it's a notch up from that. So if you've ever ridden a CBR and how smooth that bike is, this thing is just it's another step in the right direction. It's incredible. And again, this particular bike is outfitted with everything. Carbon fiber all over the place. It's got the aftermarket M rear sets in the seat, the rear cowl, the hand grip guards, brake levers, literally everything. So this one's got a pretty high price tag. This thing literally does it all. No, I'm not buying that bike. It's just a little bit too expensive for me, but somebody out there is gonna have a beautiful bike in their garage soon. This thing, it's amazing. Again, if you wanna check this bike out, go up to Eurocycles and check it out. It's beautiful. Obviously, we didn't buy anything today. We're just looking. We're just mingling with the local shops. But for the time being, I'm just gonna keep riding the Magna. I'm still fortunate enough to have that bike, so I can still get out on twos and enjoy this beautiful weather. But yeah, so tonight, I'm gonna get some riding in. We'll see what happens.